Here's what you're about to find out. Why a fire that goes out at 7 still heats all day. How a single burn costs almost nothing per winter. Why architects knew this and nobody built it anyway. What $60,000 of heating bills actually bought you. Somewhere in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, it is January. It is 12 degrees outside. Inside an Amish farmhouse, there is no furnace, no gas line, no electric bill. The house is warm. It has been warm every winter for over 100 years, and the total cost of the heating system was around $50. That is not a marketing claim. It is not a survival hack from the internet. It is a set of interlocking decisions the Amish made about how to build, orient, and manage a home. Those decisions compound over decades. The result is a house that heats itself. Most modern homeowners spend between $1,500 and $3,000 a year on heat. Amish families in traditional homes spend close to nothing. To understand how, you have to go back to where these communities came from. The Amish trace their roots to Switzerland and southern Germany in the 1600s. They were Anabaptists, a religious minority who faced harsh treatment from state churches across Europe. They moved constantly. They learned to build quickly, cheaply, and durably. By the time they settled in Pennsylvania in the early 1700s, they had 3 generations of hard-won knowledge about surviving cold winters without reliable supply chains. The first principle they carried with them is called passive solar orientation. Every traditional Amish home is built with its longest wall facing south. This is not an accident. In the northern hemisphere, the winter sun stays low in the sky and tracks across the south. A south-facing wall catches that low sun all day. In summer, when the sun is high overhead, the roof overhang blocks it. The house warms in winter and stays cool in summer, without a single moving part. The second principle is thermal mass. Amish homes are built with stone foundations, brick interior walls, and heavy wooden floors. These dense materials absorb heat during the day and release it slowly through the night. Think of it like a battery, one that charges from sunlight and discharges warmth for hours after dark. A modern house built with light frame construction and drywall has almost no thermal mass. Heat arrives and escapes almost instantly. The Amish house holds it. The third principle is where the $50 figure comes from. At the center of almost every Amish home sits a masonry heater, not a modern metal stove. A masonry heater is a large structure, sometimes a ton or more of brick and stone, built around a long, winding firebox and flue. You burn a small, very hot fire for 2 to 3 hours. The stone absorbs almost all of that heat. Then the fire goes out. The mass radiates warmth steadily for the next 16 to 20 hours. A conventional metal wood stove burns at lower temperatures and loses most of its heat directly up the chimney. A masonry heater burns so hot, often above 1,000 degrees Celsius in the firebox, that combustion is nearly complete. Almost no smoke, very little creosote. The flue gases travel through a long internal maze of channels, surrendering their heat to the stone before the smoke ever reaches the chimney. The firebox itself might cost $40 to $60 in materials if you source the brick locally. Amish communities often do. Now picture a January morning in an Amish settlement. The fire in the masonry heater was lit at 5 in the morning and fed for 2 hours. By 7, it is out. The stone is warm to the touch, not burning hot, just a steady, deep warmth. The south-facing windows are letting in flat winter light. It falls on the stone floor and the brick walls. The smell of pine and oak lingers faintly in the air. Outside, a wind is moving across frozen fields. Inside, the house holds its heat like a cupped hand. This system has a name in engineering. It is called a Kachelofen in German, literally a tile oven. The design is over 500 years old. It was standard across Central Europe for centuries. German and Swiss immigrants brought it to Pennsylvania, and the Amish preserved it long after mainstream American culture abandoned it for oil furnaces in the 1950s. The timing of that abandonment matters. Oil heat was cheap in 1955. Then came the oil crises of the 1970s. Amish heating bills did not change. Their neighbors tripled. There's a fourth element that most people overlook when they talk about Amish heating: insulation through community building practice. Amish homes are built in a single day by the whole community. That is not a metaphor. 40 or 50 people arrive at dawn with pre-cut timber. By dusk, the frame is standing. Because so many experienced hands are involved, there are almost no gaps, no rushed joints, no poorly fitted windows. The thermal envelope of the home is tight from day one. Heat cannot escape what has no cracks. The wood itself is sourced from the community's own woodlot. Most Amish families manage between 5 and 20 acres of managed forest. They harvest selectively, replanting as they go. 1 acre of well-managed woodland in Pennsylvania produces roughly 1 cord of firewood per year, enough to heat a tight, well-oriented Amish for several months. The math works. It has worked for generations. The fuel is free because the land produces it, and the land produces it because it is cared for carefully. Here is where it gets uncomfortable for the modern reader. None of this technology is secret. Passive solar orientation is taught in first-year architecture school. Thermal mass is in every introductory building physics textbook. Masonry heaters are commercially available today. A professionally installed one costs between $5,000 and $15,000, but the principles behind it cost nothing. The reason most modern homes do not use any of this is not ignorance. It is that the infrastructure of energy supply made it easier not to. After the 1973 oil crisis, a small number of architects and engineers in the United States actually studied Amish and German heritage building traditions with serious interest. Researchers at the National Renewable Energy Laboratory documented that well-built passive solar homes with high thermal mass reduced heating loads by 50 to 70% compared to conventional construction. That research has been available for 50 years. Most American housing developments built since then ignored it entirely. Amish communities simply kept doing what they had always done. There is something worth sitting with here. The Amish are often described as people who rejected modernity. That framing misses something important. They did not reject technology out of fear. They evaluated each technology against a specific question. Does this strengthen the community, or does it make us dependent on something outside it? Grid electricity failed that test. A gas furnace failed that test. A masonry heater built by neighbors, fueled by your own trees, maintained by your own hands, that passed. The average American household has spent over $60,000 on home heating in the last 20 years. That money went to utility companies, to gas pipelines, to oil markets. The Amish spent roughly zero. That gap is not about sacrifice or simplicity. It is about a deliberate choice made 200 years ago about what kind of knowledge to preserve. So here is the question worth thinking about. What would it take for that kind of thinking to become normal again? Tell me your take in the comments.